Still struggling with infertility treatments, huh? Still no children? You can't have kids, but you can rack up debt, huh? 3 years ago, I had a chance encounter with my ex-husband who had brutally dumped me. I didn't want to be misunderstood, so I told him everything as it was. As a result, he ended up regretting mocking me. My name is Tracy. I work in the office of a certain factory. I've been working here for a long time and enjoy it. The other employees are friendly, and we even go out for lunch on our days off. I met my husband Alex at work, and we got married. It all started when Alex was appointed as the new chief at the factory where I work. He has a very kind nature, always smiling and interacting with everyone, which drew me to him. We both love French movies and often get excited talking about our favorites. Eventually, we became aware of each other and started dating, leading to marriage. After getting married, I decided to reduce my overtime and focus more on housework. Having lived alone before, it wasn't as hard as I thought. Alex said, "It's okay to be a full-time housewife." But I loved my job, so just reducing my hours was enough. I was very grateful that he listened to my wishes. I wanted to continue working not just because I loved it, but also because I had a dream I desperately wanted to fulfill. I was working hard for that dream. 3 years into our marriage, we were having a good relationship, but we couldn't seem to have a child. I was feeling a bit anxious. Actually, I lost my parents in an accident when I was a student. Being an only child, I felt very lonely. That's why I longed for a large family and wanted many children. I had even saved up for it. "Don't worry, it'll be okay," Alex would say. "Overthinking can take a toll on your mind and body." He understood my feelings and never blamed me. I wonder if I'm infertile. Should I go to a hospital for a checkup? Why are you being so pessimistic? It'll surely be fine. But if you're worried, I'm totally willing to support you if we need to seek medical help. Saying this, Alex gently stroked my head. I was so happy I almost cried. Then I decided to go to a gynecologist and consult with the doctor. I underwent various tests, but there was nothing abnormal. First of all, it's good that there's nothing abnormal. But getting pregnant seems harder than I thought. Looking at the test results, Alex seemed relieved. "That's why I said it, right? There's no need to rush. The baby will surely come to us." His kind smile lightened my mood. "Hey, Alex. There are tests for men too. They're short, so I'd like you to take them if possible." I figured there probably wouldn't be any issue with Alex either, but I wanted him to get tested. Of course, I thought he would agree to do it for peace of mind. So I suggested it. However, my expectation was completely betrayed. "Huh? Why should I get tested? Infertility is usually a woman's issue. It'd be pointless for me to do it." "What? Are you trying to say it's my fault?" Alex's usual smile was gone, replaced by a stern look. His words made me feel like he had always thought it was my fault. I end up suspecting things like that. But now, we needed to have a proper discussion. We couldn't have a child alone, and we needed to share accurate knowledge. "I don't think it's your fault, Alex. I just want to increase our chances. And even if it turns out to be a problem on the male side, there are treatments available. It's like our work, right? If there's a problem, we should try to solve it." "What? Now that you're done with your tests, you're just looking down on me?" "I've been kind to you, but you're different." After that, Alex remained silent. Time passed without me hearing his answer. One day, we visited Alex's parents' house to celebrate his mother's birthday. We brought a bouquet of her favorite flowers and a gift. His mother is a single mother. Alex's father had an affair when he was young and hasn't been seen since. Since then, his mother raised Alex by herself. I deeply respect her as a woman who has worked tirelessly and brought up her child without any negligence, despite many hardships. I wanted her to spend her retirement happily, so I chose the bouquet and gift, hoping she would be pleased. I opened the door to the house. "Oh, welcome. Come in, come in." She greeted us with a bright smile. It was good to see her well. "Oh, such beautiful flowers. And this is a coffee set. Did you remember how much I love coffee? Thank you so much." She was delighted, just as I thought. But she said something different. "But as much as I appreciate the gifts and flowers, I'm wondering about grandchildren." The mood suddenly changed. She probably didn't mean any harm. I glanced at Alex, unsure how to respond. His reply was unexpected. "Well, Tracy's been busy with work. Timing is important, right? That's not good. Is there no flexibility at work? It's better to get checked. Medical science has advanced since my time. It's good to know if there's a cause, right? I've already faced my health issues. I've had tests, and there's nothing wrong according to the doctor." Looking at Alex, he put his index finger to his lips and gestured for silence. "I can't wait to hold my adorable grandchild in my arms. Tracy, I'm looking forward to it. But don't push yourself too hard, okay?" Although she said it gently, it seemed like she was implying that it was my fault. I always wonder why it is that infertility is often thought to be a woman's issue. I didn't have the energy to argue. Arguing might have caused a rift between me and my mother-in-law. Above all, I wanted Alex to explain things properly. But Alex remained silent the whole time. Does this mean he really thinks it's my fault? Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it weighed heavily on me. This made me even more anxious. I tried to tell myself not to worry about it. However, her words kept echoing in my head. I don't remember anything about the birthday party afterward. It was late at night when we left his parents' house, and Alex and I walked home in silence. What was Alex thinking? What did his mother really mean? These words kept spinning in my head. I wanted to ask Alex, but I couldn't. Or rather, I was afraid to ask. I felt like if I did, it would be the end of everything. We returned home without saying a word. "Ah, I'm a bit hungry. Let's have night meal quickly." Alex seemed to have returned to his normal routine as if nothing happened. He probably intended to just let it slide. I decided to ask him boldly. "Hey, about what your mother said today, how did you take it? And why did you make it seem like it was my fault?" I was really shocked by that. "What? You're making too much of it. It was just a celebration. We should have just ignored it." Alex looked annoyed. I was the one who was really annoyed. The way it was said, it seemed like it was all my fault. Please face the issue of pregnancy more seriously. Don't you want children? Once I started, all the pent-up emotions came pouring out. What are you talking about? Mom said it too, right? Infertility is usually a woman's issue. It's not my fault. Don't blame everything on me. Alex was trying to end the conversation quickly, probably thinking I was being hysterical. It's not about who's to blame. It's about getting tested to move forward. If we don't clarify things, sometimes having hope can be more painful. We need tests before we can even think about treatment. No matter how much we argued, we were getting nowhere. I'll go out until you calm down. With that, Alex left the house. Suddenly, I felt all my energy drain, and I sat down in a chair. Alex returned home in silence, just before dawn. "Where have you been all night?" I was worried. Does it matter where I was? I'm an adult, leave me alone. Alex ignored my concerns and quickly went to take a bath. Then he left for work as usual. This might have been our first big fight. I didn't know what to do, but I thought Alex would get over it after a while. So, I also headed to work. Contrary to my expectations, Alex's mood didn't improve for several days. From then on, Alex started leaving home early and coming back late. He would come home silently during the weekends, only after I had gone to bed. We were like ships passing in the night, and Alex seemed to be avoiding me. I can no longer remember the times when we enjoyed being together. Even though we lived together, it was like we were separated. How did it come to this? Why won't he just take the test? Did I hurt his male pride? What about my pride? I was so caught up in my worries that I couldn't even understand what I was worried about anymore. As we kept delaying addressing the problem, Alex eventually stopped coming home altogether. On the rare occasions he was home, he would answer me with his back turned. I hadn't seen his face in a long time. I was being avoided at work too, and I felt like I would forget his face soon. However, a few weeks later, something happened. Alex had made it a habit to be away from home. He seemed to think it was natural for me to do all the household chores, leaving his laundry behind. He was a completely different person from the Alex I knew before. But if I didn't wash them, the laundry would just pile up. Reluctantly, I picked up the laundry he had left behind. As I put the clothes in the washing machine, I heard a click and something fell. I looked around, but there was nothing there. Still, I was sure I heard a sound. I peeked inside the washing machine and saw something shining. I picked it up and held it in my hand, examining it closely. It was a small ring. For a moment, my mind went blank. But the shock wasn't as big as I had expected. After all, his recent behavior was obviously indicative of an affair. It's like a horror movie, less scary when you know what's coming. My thoughts quickly moved to the next question. Who was his affair partner? I wasn't going to run away this time. I was going to confront Alex squarely. First, I needed to gather evidence of Alex's infidelity and then end our marriage. I immediately headed to a detective agency. A few days later, Alex's affair was confirmed. He had met the woman on a matching app. When our marital relationship began to crack, Alex had complained to a junior colleague, who boasted about getting a girlfriend through a matching app. Alex used it lightly at first, and that was the start of it all. With his naturally kind smile, Alex charmed the woman he met. He got carried away and started relationships with multiple women, mistakenly thinking he was popular. And that's how Alex's attitude grew bolder, leading to his current behavior. But which Alex is the real one? Had his true colors been revealed? I was completely deceived. Perhaps the previous Alex was his true self, but ultimately, it's the greedy Alex who is to blame. Enough of that, thinking about it is pointless. There's no chance of rebuilding anything now, so I should think about how to punish him. This life is over for me. That night, when I had made up my mind, Alex came home as usual with a load of laundry. Why bother coming home? You could have just had your girlfriend do your laundry. I launched a preemptive attack towards Alex's back. Alex stopped dead in his tracks and said, What are you talking about? Didn't I tell you? It's work. Is this part of your work then? Going to a hotel with an unknown woman after work is part of your job? I slammed a few photos on the desk. In those photos, Alex was seen entering a hotel with multiple women. What is this? When did you get these? Alex couldn't hide his surprise. Don't play dumb. I've investigated everything. And this ring. I dropped the ring onto the desk from my palm. Buying such things for her, and getting serious on a dating app. But to think you're such a womanizer. Let's end this, shall we? You can freely play around now, without any trouble, right? I said that and handed Alex the divorce papers. He looked at them in shock, but then burst into laughter. What, are you sulking because you can't have kids? Should have spent the time you took photos on getting treatment for pregnancy. Who's the one sulking here? Anyway, it's better for both of us to get a divorce, right? I suppressed my rising anger. I wasn't going to show him any weakness. Divorce is exactly what I want. The other woman is pregnant, you know. Ah, young ones really do it easily. You're just not blessed with children. No one's going to look at an old woman like you. I was actually thinking about how to get a divorce, so this helps. He received the divorce papers nonchalantly. I didn't know about the other woman's pregnancy, which hurt me deeply. Why do such guys always get what they want so easily? She doesn't know I'm married. In cases like this, there's no obligation. Serves you right. I already knew this from my investigation. I thought of her as a victim too. They met through a dating app specialized in marriage seeking. So she wouldn't suspect him of being married. Then, I'll demand compensation later. I'll submit the divorce papers. After saying that, Alex left with just his essential belongings. I decided to cancel my lease on this apartment and enjoy a new life. I've become distrustful of men, and waiting for my wounds to heal will make having children even more unlikely. But I have no regrets. What I couldn't accept was Alex's happiness. I informed my workplace of my situation and submitted my resignation, but it was rejected. The factory manager told me that Alex was going to quit. I was really glad that I didn't have to leave. But apparently, he quit because of his remarriage. I heard from someone who was close to Alex that the woman he impregnated owns a company, and he's bragging about becoming an executive there. I'll pursue my own happiness. Looking at others' grass greener won't make me happy. With that thought, I struggled on, and before I knew it, 3 years had passed. The workplace remained the same, with some changes, but I enjoyed my days. Today, being my day off, I decided to watch a French movie and opened a bottle of wine. That's when the doorbell rang. I thought it might be a delivery, so I opened the door without checking. To my surprise, a man stood there. His hair was disheveled, and he wore tattered clothes. I didn't recognize this man. Lo, long time no see. It's me, Alex. I was speechless. This man claimed to be my ex-husband Alex, whom I had harshly dumped. He didn't have his calm smile or the arrogant attitude he developed later. Huh? You're Alex? What happened to you, looking so down? I was concerned about being attacked, but Alex looked so frail that I probably could have overpowered him. Perhaps feeling secure because of this, I decided to ask him about his situation. By the way, how did you know where I live? I didn't tell you, right? You didn't change your job, so I saw you by chance and followed you. That was careless of me. I had ignored such concerns, and now I felt irritated at my lack of crisis awareness. So, what do you want? If you have no business, please leave. Heard you're in debt because of infertility treatments. Still no kids, huh? Can't have kids but can rack up debts. Alex sneered. His personality remained unchanged, still arrogant. As soon as he saw me, he regained his confidence. Since then, I've been blessed with children and living happily. I heard some scary guy came to collect debts from you. Really, if you wanted kids so badly, should have asked me for my seed. Don't say disgusting things. More importantly, what's this about a debt? I don't quite get it. To make sense of the situation, I decided to reveal the truth. All right, it's a hassle, but I'll tell you. The debt is a hoax. Some weird guy claiming I owed him money did show up. That was your father. He stormed into the company saying you still worked there and demanded the money back. What? My dad? I don't even know where he is. Indeed, Alex was unaware of the situation. A former colleague at the factory misunderstood and thought I was in debt. By the way, his father didn't know about me, so there was no harm done. But why is he looking for me now? And what's this debt about? Ah, I've already looked that up for you. It was a good thing I kept it just in case. I'll bring it so you can see for yourself. Saying this, I took out the results of the investigation I had gotten from the detective agency and handed them to Alex. As Alex quickly read through the documents, he learned shocking information. His former father had been abandoned by his affair partner and was struggling financially. He probably remembered Alex out of the blue. His mother had continued living in the same house even after the divorce, so she must have set her sights on Alex, who used to visit there. Thinking Alex was still working at the factory, he tried to cause a scene there to borrow money. So, I came here under a misunderstanding? Looks like it, just like you are now. Alex, you were dumped by your remarriage partner, weren't you? Alex flinched at her words. How did you know? Did you do this? No, I didn't do anything. The factory manager said to go to you. It was a hassle for us too, so we told them where you work. You should handle the rest. Alex trembled and began to recount what happened next. Recently, my wife suddenly called me, and then I was fired from the company, and she demanded a divorce and compensation. A man claiming to be my father showed up at the company, demanding money. Then, using a detective agency, my entire past was exposed. Oh, so you were aware you did something bad. You hid the fact that you were married too. Even though you were eager to marry, it's surprising how little you checked your partner's background, being a company president and all. But in the end, it made it easier for them to dump you. I guess doing bad things really doesn't pay off. Maybe the purpose of the marriage was less about the marriage itself and more about wanting children. So they were just looking for a reason to leave him, and might have known about it all along. Alex might have been danced on their palms from the beginning. I was deceived, wasn't I? Hey, can we start over? Huh? Impossible. I'm already remarried. Plus, I'm moving abroad. I've always dreamed of living overseas. Right now, I'm just back temporarily. And I'm expecting a child, so can you leave once we're done here? I'll call the police. Hearing about going abroad, Alex was shocked. Huh? You're just an office worker, right? Even if there's no debt, you shouldn't have that much income. Stop lying. No, can't you see? I'm pregnant, though the birth is still a while away. I rubbed my belly as I spoke, and Alex was surprised at this too. After that, I went to Italy, the setting of one of my favorite movies, for a change of scenery. I almost got pickpocketed there, but my current husband saved me. By the way, about the debt, you know, I have savings of about $9 million. What, $9 million? How can an office worker have so much money? Alex's disbelief was understandable. Ever heard of cryptocurrency? Like Bitcoin, which was a hot topic on TV for a while. What? You were clueless about that stuff. You didn't even know how to buy it. Indeed, I was not tech savvy, but my love for travel saved me. Back when 1 Bitcoin was 1 cent, I bought some to use for shopping abroad. I had about $2 left in change. A friend who went abroad with me told me that her 50 cents became $2 million. When I checked, my $2 had become that much. It was like winning the lottery with just one ticket, and I was so surprised. So, I've saved up enough money to achieve my goal and am moving overseas. It's a shame to quit my job, but we can still keep in touch online. Is that really true? If 1 Bitcoin is worth $40,000 now, then you really do have $9 million. Then let's start over. I'll take care of everything at home. How naive you must be to think we can start over just like that. I was done stalling and wanted to finish the conversation to watch my movie. We are already strangers, so please leave. Goodbye. As I tried to close the door, which was still chained, Alex stuck his foot in the door and grabbed my wrist. Hey, if it comes to this, I'll use force. Just give me the money and I'll forgive you. Ouch, stop it, please. At that moment, a man appeared and patted Alex on the shoulder. Hey, what are you doing here? We received a call and came to check. Can you explain what's going on? What? The police? Why are they here? Actually, I had called the police when I went to get the documents. The officer saw the bruise on my wrist and took Alex away. Later, I filed a report and moved abroad. I knew Alex had been looking for me. So, I had been planning this for my safety and a bit of revenge. As I suspected, Alex's new wife only used him as a pawn. It turns out the child wasn't even his. She just wanted superior genetics and would have settled for any high-spec man. However, the man who impregnated her was a married doctor, and she needed a stand-in father. That's where Alex came in. Alex was at fault for being deceived, but the wife was quite the villainess. However, karma was watching. Her company went bankrupt. She got what she deserved, but in this age of the internet, she was filmed outside disciplining her child and posted online. The affair partner got exposed, and the child's biological father, who had no heir, used his power to take custody of the child. Thinking of the child, but was probably for the best. I don't know what happened after, but the child is innocent. I hope they find happiness. After the incident, I received an unexpected call from my former mother-in-law. Hello, please help me. My son and ex-husband are causing trouble at my house. I was supposed to live freely from now on. Well, I understand how you feel, but I'm no longer involved. Sorry, but you'll have to handle it yourself. I'm moving abroad, so I probably won't be able to contact you anymore. On the other end, I could hear her sobbing. Sigh, can't be helped. I'll introduce you to the lawyer who helped me, but you'll have to take it from there. Oh. I'm sorry. Thank you. You know, even after my son divorced you, I realized how insensitive my words were when I heard about the trouble over the child. It's not something that can be forgiven with an apology, but I'm truly sorry. It seems she didn't mean any harm at that time. Now, I don't hold any anger, so I decided to forgive my former mother-in-law. Since then, she used a lawyer to get a restraining order against the two. It's sad she can no longer hope for grandchildren, but that's not my responsibility. Cutting losses early is important, just like my former mother-in-law did, and Alex was left with no one else to turn to. His former father-in-law was also left with no one, and they probably just fell together. Meanwhile, I successfully gave birth and am focusing on parenting abroad. Though my past was tumultuous, it has made my present enjoyable. I vowed never to treat even small amounts of money carelessly. I used my funds to start supporting childcare and volunteer organizations aimed at combating low birth rates. I also opened an American diner to spread the goodness of American food. Thanks to connections from my previous job, I get supplies cheaply, allowing me to provide American food for free to underprivileged children overseas, like a children's cafeteria. I want to make the world peaceful with America's good old culture. I just used to dream about a big family before, more than that now. It turns out I really love children. This initiative is expanding in the US, with more activities being planned. Someday, I want to create a world where those who wish for children can have them assuredly, both medically and environmentally. Embracing my beloved child, I am grateful for the ability to have children. That's the kind of world I want to create. Life is unpredictable, so I vow to live earnestly in the present.